Your soul's calling. Can you hear it?
Okay. It's my higher calling. I'm answering.
We're here. What's the answer?
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
It feels really aligned. I let spirit guide me, and it led me right here. I'm here to serve and bringing my skills and my knowledge and my aloha to serve the highest good and to bring on this new earth and to help weave the villages.
And that notion idea, and just like tuning into like what that would look like if we were to co-create festivals that are bringing about the new earth. Because I think that there are so many amazing solutions, and if we can pair them all together in a holistic little bundle that we can plant into different land projects, then we can really activate all the things that we really want.
Oh. Yeah, and I think it's really good to start with the end in mind and understand this grand vision of what's really being called of us, and imagining this ancient future, imagining this way where we're returning to our roots, in a sense, of the way that we were originally meant to live with the earth and originally meant to live with each other. And I think in our society there's a lot of separation in the way that we connect to our resources, and the way that we connect to get all of our needs met. And I find a synergistic effect in the way that we can work together with each other and with the earth, and honoring each other's gifts and leaving a positive impact. So one of the big things I think that you think about is what does it actually mean to be sustainable, and what are the pillars of that? And for me, some of the obvious ones are our food and our shelter and our water and these communal needs. And I find it really easy, or much easier, to get these needs met when we can work together, when it's not me versus the world.
It takes a village.
It takes a village. It most certainly does.
And there are so many people with land projects right now that like are lacking funding or resources, and like we're just looking at, I feel like a lot of people aren't looking at it in the right way, whereas like if we bring in big groups of people, we can activate the land, we can build the gardens, we can build the natural buildings, we can create water filtration systems, we can create closed loop systems so we can eliminate plastic and waste, and we can also create community and create harmony and provide workshops that heal people as well at the same time, and provide an epic experience too, and dance and sing.
Yeah, through fun and through celebration. One of the organizations I started, called the Conscious Creators Collective, was founded on 4 principles, and one of them was restoration. You know, we're restoring, we're picking up trash, we're bringing things back to this natural way. And then reformation, the reforming of these ways into new ways that we can align. And information, you know, spreading this knowledge of the plants and of our skills and of the land. And then celebration, and doing it through celebration, through almost a guise of this joy. You know, we don't want to be struggling to do this. It's a joy to do this. It's a joy to share our gifts in this way.
Yeah, definitely. Like bringing the models of like the festival of like, let's dance and have fun and listen to music and integrate that with, you know, all the different aspects. Yeah. I like that name. You said Conscious Creators Collective? Yeah. Cool.
And in fact, I've found a few people who had similar things. We've called it Conscious Creators, you know, in a couple different places where we're getting the same download of, okay, well, let's create in a conscious way. And it is a collective. It's not just me. It's not my thing. It's a bunch of us, and we're all coming together equally in this way as a collective to share.
And so you've been doing a few festivals in Hawaii, and like, what are the main aspects that you would want to bring in like a traveling community festival into different land projects? Because I know that you're good at plants. You also mentioned that you speak about zero waste, which is amazing. What else?
Well, I do construction. I'm a contractor, so I do plumbing and electricity and welding. And a lot of this is, like you're saying, bringing in some of these natural elements, you know, working with what's around us and these resources. So things I think that we'd want to focalize on are things that we can use to build our natural resources up to get our needs met. So like you're saying, fresh water, organic food, affordable housing.
You were talking about something that you built that was like $500 or something. What did you build?
Right. So we've been building these cob houses.
Cob houses.
Been working with a guy on Maui named Miguel, who actually goes by Sir Cobb a lot.
Sir Cobb a lot.
And from Sebastopol in California. And he held some of these workshops and did a training and trained a few of us to do cob houses. And so we became certified in building with the earth and doing earthen builds using straw and mud and sand. And then we actually use trash to fill in the gaps. So we use pallets and frame up the structure of the house, and then using mud and sand and straw to frame it around, and using found materials for roofing. And we're able to build houses really inexpensive.
Cool.
And doing workshops and teaching people how to do this. So the labor is free. It's a hands-on learning in exchange for the actual building. So it's a direct exchange.
That's so cool. Yeah, I want to get into that too. It's like looking at how we can build like alternate models of exchanging energy and resources and building like a new economy beyond fiat currency and being able to have all the forms of currency that we want to, but like making it accessible to everyone. I think that in this model of building a village, build out festival, I think it'd be great to have like a program that's not just volunteer based, but like you're actually getting paid, or you're gaining equity, or you're gaining tokens, or whatever that currency may be for doing that, and having alternative ways of coming into the festival where maybe they're working for the festival, or but people can also pay in fiat currency if they want to, and just like open it up.
Right, yeah. When I talk about sacred economics, a lot of people say, well, what's wrong with money? Money's not bad. And I say, well, no, money's not bad. But I think, and that there's things money's just energy. And if energy equals money, then money equals energy. They're exchangeable. So I find that it's much easier for me to exchange energy and work in that way. And a lot of people say they have the same dream. They come to me and they say, Benji, I have this dream and I want to save up enough money and I want to buy land and I want to start a community and I want to invite all my friends to come live there with me. And everyone has the same dream. And I say, well, somebody has all the things. It's not like we got to go out there and get it and it's not already found. Someone has extra land. Someone has extra skills. Someone has extra food. And so I find if we all put it together in the center, we have everything. So if everyone shared what they had in abundance, we would all have everything.
Exactly. I always think about, imagine if you shared your skills or gifts, maybe you're just donating 4 hours of your time per week, or even 1 hour. What is that? Okay, maybe I'm filming something or editing, whatever. You're teaching whatever that may be. You're building something. We would have so much more if we could all share that.
Aho. Yeah, and a big part of that is, like you say, this concept of enough. I find that once people have enough, it's really easy to share. And through my years of traveling and living out of a backpack, I found that I was so happy with just so little. And then when I go back to having a house, I'm like, wow, do I need all of this stuff? Sometimes you own your things, sometimes your things own you. So I find I'm more free with less to give. And then the more that I give, the more that I receive. And then I'm realizing what I'm giving is not for me, and what I'm receiving is not for me. And then I become a channel for those things to flow through, and that's how we can affect real change. Yeah, and honestly, I feel like we forget that giving is receiving. It's I feel like we get a lot of some people just give to receive, because actually when you give someone the energy that you receive, that person feels so grateful, and then you're receiving that energy from them too. Definitely, and that's something that I teach in sacred economics is giving from your joy. Finding something that brings you joy, that you're happy just to do without even getting paid. I love playing music. I love gardening. I'm happy just to do it for nothing. Somebody gives me a chance to do it, I'm happy just to come and do it. Yeah. So I think in these festivals, we allow space for people to come and do what they love. Explore, and share their gifts and receive the gifts of others. And I see these little events as a model for how we could live our lives and how our society could be. What if we came to a space and someone has extra space and they need help and they need work on the land? And what if we came and we left a positive imprint? I went to so many festivals like Burning Man, these events, and there's so much trash that's left. People come and they spend money and they leave trash. But what if we left it better than we found it? Yeah, what if we planted the seeds and build systems that can create a better ecosystem for them? And then in doing that, we wouldn't even need to pay to rent the space. And then in doing that as well, we would all be able to utilize that space to do our thing. And our thing would be whatever our gift is, to play our music, to teach our yoga class, and to receive the gifts of others as we do. And so once I said it's not about the money that we're receiving, it's more about the energy. So money, I say, is the least valuable thing on the planet, because you literally trade money for everything else.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got coffee? Yeah, take my money.
Yeah.
Like anything you would trade for money. I'd rather have anything than money.
Yeah.
So it's about tuning into what do we really need and being able to exchange just for that.
Yeah, definitely. Just, it's like shifting our awareness around abundance. Like, we're so abundant. We're just surrounded by all these trees and with the water, and, you know, it just feels so abundant. And then also looking at, looking at revaluing abundance too. And like you said, you know, having less, but also I think it's important to step into our full abundance too. So it's like, if you're going to do good things with money, make billions of dollars, right? Like,
totally.
You know, and the billionaires that have money, if they maybe want to, they want to shift and they want to put their money, invest their money into regenerative development, into, you know, wildlife conservation organizations. And that's a big shift too. It's like on both sides, right? It's like, we're still in a money system. So it's like, you know, we can also utilize the tool as it is now in this present moment.
Definitely.
Because I went through a period of time where it's like, I was like anti-money, and I was like, you know, and like, I think that a lot of people need to also, we're all healing our relationship with money. So like for people that don't resonate with fiat currency, I think it's, for me too, it's like, it's been such an important journey to step into using money again and not have that resistance, because that fighting energy, because then it just creates more lack.
Definitely. Yeah, and money isn't bad. We can definitely use money in the same way. And one thing I've found with this is the key to it is this variable in the value. So with money, we assume $5 is worth $5 to everybody, but it's obviously not.
It's a consciousness. Yeah,
it's different. And so different things are worth different amounts to different people at different times. So part of this is tapping into what you have in abundance that someone else might value more than you. So if you have millions of dollars and someone has less, they might value that money more than they would. Or someone has extra land. Someone else would really value that land more.
More than money.
More than money. And so we can work in those energies and actually amplify the energy.
Yeah, and what feels more valuable. Yeah. And also I want to tune in with like, oh, maybe I want to give this for free. You want to do this for free, but like maybe you want to get paid for this thing. So also tuning into like, what is it you're actually, like your passion? Like, oh, I would love to do this forever for free. Or, you know, maybe this is something I don't want to edit videos for free. I want to get paid to do that. And so like making also like defining like, what is your gift to give to the world? And also like making like putting not boundaries, but like putting them into containers so we can see, okay, this is what I want to offer, you know, what do I want to receive?
And I think that's a key part is what do I want to receive?
Yeah.
And so it's when I say I want to get paid, I say I want to be supported to do these things. I don't want to have to struggle.
Yeah.
And so
I want to pay for a team to edit. I want to, you know, also like if you're receiving something, like where is that going to? It's like, I want to receive more abundance so I can actually build more teams. And invest it back into things that are supporting the earth, you know? Right.
And somebody might have something that I would value more than money. And so through this sacred economics exchange, I open up that doors.
Yeah. Not being limited to, oh, it has to be a dollar amount, right? It's like, oh, how can I think like, oh, wait, I have 6 people right now that can support this project. I don't even need money for this one project.
And yeah, I might actually receive more by not using the money. So for instance, I used to craft and travel, and I would tell people exactly what I'm doing. I said, you know, at one point I was buying a bicycle and traveling around the world planting trees and picking up trash and letting people know, hey, I am offering these things, and if you'd like them, I'd like for you to have them, and I'd like for you to give to me so I can do these things. And they said, well, how much is that? And I said, well, if you give me $200, I'd give that to you. And they said, well, what if I gave you $500 in frequent flyer miles? And I said, that's great, because I need plane tickets. And to them, that was less valuable than the $200 cash.
Yeah.
So if I open up that variable, I might actually receive more. So someone, whatever they have in abundance, they might value less than I would.
Yeah, because they have a plethora of it.
Because they have a plethora of it.
Yeah.
And I don't. So I'm allowing people to tap into their natural forms of abundance and give. And I think that's the foundation for these events, is to say, what do you have in abundance that you can come and share that other people might value more than you?
I love that question.
So as a yoga teacher, you might say, I could teach yoga.
Yeah.
And to me, I do it all the time. I do it every day. But other people might really value that more than you. And so they might have an equal exchange where they say, hey, I'm a video editor. And I'm happy to edit video, and you teach me yoga, because I would just spend the money on yoga classes anyway. But I can maybe get a better exchange by having a direct exchange in this way. So once we find a network of these people, we can start to get our needs met. And we can start small with these little things. But eventually, I've found within myself on Maui and in Hawaii, I can have these exchanges happen to get all of my needs met. I can get my housing met in this way. I can get my food met in this way, my transportation needs. I even traveled around the country in an RV feeding people where people paid for my gasoline. So people pay for my transportation through the same type of exchange where it didn't cost me anything.
That's so beautiful.
And so I think we can use this energy then to do good. And I think that it's about aligning this higher purpose with our giving. And when we're doing this work of the divine or of this higher calling, of building this new earth, which people want to do, then they're more than happy to support it. They're more than happy to give what they have in abundance, like land, like time, like resources. So in doing this, they're not just connecting to the thing itself, but they're connecting through the thing to the purpose or to...
It's more purposeful because it's like the direct thing, and I think it's so much better when it's like localized, not even localized in the physical location, but it's like the one thing, right? It's like we're exchanging that. Maybe you're just changing the gasoline, and then you had other people supporting the other part of the journey, right?
Definitely.
The food, giving food away or whatever it may be. Okay, and it's like I feel like it's so much more easy to do that because then it's like each person, like you said, is giving what they have abundance of, right?
Right.
And I was a part of Karma Tribe, and I shared this a little bit, but like having a system where it's like you can offer anything that you want to, you can ask for anything, in a platform where it's like, but it's very specific. Like one of my core needs all the time is like housing, and I'd love to like find better ways of exchanging for that. So I was like, on the platform app, I could be like, I'm searching for housing in Costa Rica for the next 2 weeks. Do you have a place for me to stay? I can offer and then the person can either pick fiat currency or literally anything else. Like I can offer yoga, massage, blah, 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 creative direction, content, design, branding, copywriting, whatever it may be, And so it's like...
Whatever they might value more than
whatever
housing.
they want, they're like, I want that. And then like they can choose for that in exchange for housing. And like, that's my ultimate dream. Where it's like, I can access anything I need at any time through a network, through a platform, but it's like very specific. It's not just like it needs to be this exchange for this. Like, no, it can be separate, right?
Yeah, and so that's what I've found. Money is something that we trade for something that we don't know we need in the future. I know I'm going to need something in the future, but I don't know what it is. And so I'll have this money, and when I get there, I'll trade the money for it. But if I knew what it was, I could trade directly for that thing. And then that allows this variable to exist. And similar to the concept of thermodynamics, every time we exchange energy, we lose a little bit of it. So if I change it into money and then change it to what I need, I lose a little bit of that value. But if I trade directly for what I need, I'm able to retain more of the value. So I imagine where you would have it, like you're saying, having a list. These are the things I need. These are the things that I have, that I offer. And someone is going to be able to say, yeah, I would trade that for that. I value that more than you, and you value this more than me.
Or I need that in that moment.
So instead of having this currency based on our economy of buying low, selling high, where I buy it for $20 and I sell it for $40, every time we do an exchange of $20, both people receive $40. So every time we exchange, there's an amplification of this energy. So when this happens, we're increasing the value of these things, and we're increasing the overall value of the world. And I make up that the world wants this to happen. And so I make up that we're supported to do this kind of exchange, and that people are stoked to have this exchange. They're more than happy to be like, yeah, take my land, take my house, take my car.
Yeah.
Because I value what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I've seen that even conceptually, when people are not even directly receiving, but they're seeing the value in what I'm doing, and value is something that we see. That's how our language is. I find value, I see value in that. That they're more than happy to support that in whatever way they can. Maybe they donate money. Maybe there's a billionaire that wants to support the cause. Maybe whatever they can do, they want to offer their abundance to support this. So I think a big part of this is aligning with this higher purpose. And not just our higher purpose, but the higher purpose of our collective.
Yeah,
and of
to
our
step
community.
into a world that works for all.
So back to our village, I see that people aren't happy in this system of capitalism. And then it creates a separation, it creates this struggle, and they're struggling, they're doing things they don't want to do for money. And so I think they would really be happy to live in a village. They'd really be happy to have more time. They'd really be happy to be living together and not have to have everybody pay for their own house, have everybody have their own lawnmower, have everybody do all these things by themselves. And I see as we share, it lessens the load in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then stepping out further is like, I think that there needs to be a link between the networks, because it's like, if I can only live in this one village, then I'm trapped. I'm like, that's kind of like slavery for me, because I'm like, I need to travel. So like being able to exchange that energy to like the resources between the farms, between the communities is so important and crucial and key for me too.
Yeah, definitely. And I see this as part of it. So this traveling community that builds communities is almost the lifeblood between the communities. And people can leave one community and travel with the caravan, or people from the caravan could stop and stay in the community. And as they travel, they exchange information and goods. And a lot of our economy is based on geography.
Yeah.
You know, here in
it's like so crazy. It's like, oh yeah, a mango is going to cost $8 in the US, and then in Costa Rica I can get one for 15 cents when I buy it at the port.
Totally. So yeah, learning how that we can exchange and share within these communities actually creates the village. And I see this decentralized village, and even our decentralized communities. People don't all have to live together in the same land to be sharing resources and to be working together in this way.
Neighborhood. I think the next evolution is really not just communities, but like, how do we build thriving neighborhoods, which is actually the book that they're co-creating in Switzerland in April. They're doing a collab for a month that I've been really tuning in with. And, you know, like having the neighborhood model where it's like we're sharing the resources between the neighborhoods. So everyone can have their own space, because then it also allows us to have the freedom to not like, you know, run up into each other like so much if you have space within neighborhoods versus like living in close quarters.
Yeah, totally. And I see in the future we have these shared things. And we have this now. We're sitting in a cafe. We're sitting in a shared living room, in a shared kitchen. And that we can have our own little dwellings and our own little bedrooms, but we have these communal spaces that we gather.
Yes, definitely.
And I think that these festivals are an example of that.
Yeah.
Almost like a modern day powwow, if I can borrow a term, to say, what if we had a potluck style festival?
Yeah, where everyone brings their abundance of gifts, whatever their abundance is.
And so for my abundance, 10 people come to this festival. And for my one gift, I'm receiving 9 gifts. So what an exchange. I'm receiving...
We have 1,000 gifts.
Yeah, I'm receiving so much more, 900% more than what I'm offering.
I know, that's the thing too, that it shifted my mindset so much when I thought about the festivals that I go to and the amount of resources that I get to experience. I'm like, I get to experience billion-dollar experiences like Burning Man, and smaller festivals that cost $11 million that I've been calculating. And I'm like, I have hugely, like, just looking at the amount of resources that gets put into these experiences, it's insane. But it's so beautiful to think about that, how much I've received in my life from being at these experiences.
Definitely. And so that's a key concept as well, I think, that we're seeing is, what are we receiving and what's the value in what we're receiving? And we're not just receiving money, we're receiving energy.
The healing,
we're receiving experience, and these are things we would trade money for.
Yeah.
So like taking out the middleman a little bit and getting straight to what we need.
And imagine if it's like, okay, like right now it's like, 10,000 people to go to the festival, but it's like they don't have the intention of bringing their gift. But imagine if we had 10,000 people bringing their gift. Then think about that expansion for everyone.
So I imagine a festival where everyone that attends is a facilitator in some way.
Yeah.
Everyone attends is bringing something of abundance in some way. And let's not limit it to that. Let's say some of it is fiat currency.
Yeah,
some people are like, I have an abundance of money. Yeah. I'm happy to bring this.
They're paying for the stage and the speakers and the system.
And some people are more than happy to do that. And some people don't have an abundance of money, but they have an abundance of skills in some other way that they would love to come and learn.
Yeah.
And some people don't even have that. But I see value in them coming and receiving.
Contributing. They can...
Even just receiving healing and receiving knowledge and like teaching a man to fish.
Yeah.
And they go back and they teach that. I see value in that. It's like a sponsorship. Like, you come and we'll...
They learn how to compost, they learn how to plant trees, how to build, and also how to do yoga, how to heal themselves, you know?
And they're going to make the world a better place just by coming to this event.
Yeah.
And then maybe
they become part of the network, and then they're, you know...
Exactly.
Yeah.